Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Grab a snack and get comfortable, because today we are talking about the Apple TV 4K 120Hz model. You clicked this video because you want to see the performance benchmarks. You want to know if it can beat the Nvidia Shield Pro. You want to know if it is better than the older Apple TV models. And you want to know if it can finally replace your PlayStation or Xbox. I am going to give you all those answers right now in the first minute. Here are the facts. The current Apple TV 4K uses an A17 chip. It is 50% faster than the older Apple TV 4K that used the A12 chip, and it is a massive 5 times faster than its biggest rival, the Nvidia Shield Pro. The Shield Pro is from 2019, so Apple has completely destroyed its market for pure speed. But here is the biggest fact of all. The Apple TV 4K 120Hz does not exist yet. Every Apple TV right now is locked at 60Hz. Even with an HDMI 2.1 port, you only get 60 frames per second. So, there are no official benchmarks yet because the product is still a secret. But do not click away, because in this video we are going deep. We are going to look at exactly what a 120Hz model will do. We will look at the real benchmark scores of the chips Apple will likely use. And we will see exactly how it will change your living room forever. Before we go any further, I want to confirm the story using our trusted sources so you know I am giving you real facts. We checked the official Apple website specifications page, which clearly claims the current Apple TV 4K is limited to a 4K resolution at 60 frames per second output. The website Flatpanels HD claims that the HDMI 2.1 port on the current model is limited by software and cannot output 120Hz. The tech website MacRumors claims they found hidden code in the TiVos beta software that says supports 120Hz, which proves Apple is working on it. The website Apple Insider also claims they found this same TiVos beta code leaking the 120Hz feature. On the social media side, Bloomberg journalist Mark Gurman claims on X that a new Apple TV with a strong gaming focus is in development right now. Supply chain analyst Ming Chico claims on X that a new Apple TV model with a much stronger processor is coming soon. Finally, a known developer account on X claims that Apple is testing high frame rate gaming on their newest chips for television displays. Okay, let us slow down and talk about what 120Hz actually means. Why is everyone so crazy about this number? I want to explain this simply. Think of your television as a very fast picture book. To show you a moving video, your TV flashes many still pictures one after the other. A standard TV has a 60Hz refresh rate. This means it flashes 60 pictures every single second. This is great for movies. In fact, most movies are only shot at 24 pictures a second. So for Netflix, Disney Plus, and regular YouTube videos 60Hz is absolutely perfect. You do not need anything more. But a 120Hz TV flashes 120 pictures every single second. That is exactly double the amount of pictures. If movies do not need this, why do we want it on an Apple TV? The answer is gaming and the user interface. When you have double the pictures, everything looks incredibly smooth. Imagine scrolling through a giant menu of movies. On a normal TV, it can look a tiny bit blurry when you scroll fast. On a 120Hz TV, the text stays perfectly sharp while it moves. It feels like magic. It feels instant. But the biggest reason is for video games. When you play a fast action game or a racing game, 60 pictures a second is sometimes not fast enough. Your brain can actually see the gaps between the pictures. It looks like a slight blur. At 120 pictures a second, there is no blur. The game feels completely real. You can react faster, you can aim better. This is why computer gamers spend thousands of dollars on 120Hz monitors. Apple knows this. They want to turn the Apple TV into a real gaming console. And to do that, they absolutely must have 120Hz. Let us talk about the market right now. If you go to a store today, you have two premium choices for a streaming box. You have the current Apple TV 4K, and you have the Nvidia Shield Pro. The Nvidia Shield Pro is famous. People love it. But it came out back in 2019. That is very old for technology. It uses an older Tegra chip. Why do people still buy it? They buy it because it does one special thing. It allows full, untouched audio to pass through to expensive speakers. Movie lovers call this lossless audio. The Apple TV changes the audio slightly before sending it to your speakers. Most people cannot hear the difference, but superfans can. However, when we look at performance, the Apple TV completely destroys the Shield Pro. The current Apple TV uses the A15 chip. This is the exact same brain used in the iPhone 13. It is incredibly powerful. When you press a button on the Apple remote, the app opens before you even blink. It is perfectly smooth. The Shield Pro can feel slow. Sometimes it freezes for a second. Sometimes apps take a long time to load. This is why a new 120Hz Apple TV will end the market for the Shield Pro entirely. If Apple gives us 120Hz, an even faster chip, and maybe fixes that audio issue, there will be zero reasons to ever buy an Nvidia Shield Pro again. Apple will win the entire premium living room market. Now we are at the most important part of the video. Let us look at the potential performance benchmarks. What will the speed actually look like when this new device comes out? A benchmark is basically a math test for a computer. It gives the computer a score based on how fast it solves problems. Since we know Apple wants to make this a gaming machine, we have to look at their newest chips. Apple will likely use a Pro chip for a 128th model. They might use the A17 Pro chip from the newest iPhone 16 Pro. Let us look at the graphics scores. The graphics score tells us how well it can play video games. The old NVIDIA Shield Pro gets a very low score today. Let us call its score a baseline of 100. The current Apple TV with the A15 chip is 3 times faster. It gets a score around 300, but the A18 Pro chip is a monster. It is twice as fast as the A15 in graphics. That means our dream 128 Apple TV would get a score of 600. It would be 6 times more powerful than the NVIDIA Shield Pro. That is incredible performance for a tiny black box that sits under your TV. With that much power, it can easily run games at 120 frames per second. You could play huge games like Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, or massive racing games on your big screen. It would look just as good as a real gaming console. But we need to be honest. Will it beat a PlayStation 5? Absolutely not. A PlayStation 5 is a massive machine. It uses a lot of electricity. It has a giant fan to keep it cool. A PS5 gets a graphics score of around 3000. It is 5 times stronger than even the best phone chip. So the Apple TV will not replace a PS5 for hardcore gamers, but it will be the absolute best casual gaming machine in the world. To make this 128 dream work, Apple has to upgrade more than just the chip. They have to upgrade the cables and connections. Sending 120 pictures a second at 4K resolution requires a massive amount of data. Right now, the Apple TV has an HDMI port, but to guarantee perfect 128, Apple might introduce new ports. They are using extremely fast Thunderbolt ports on their new MacBooks. We might see completely new connection speeds on the next Apple TV. This also changes how your smart home works. The Apple TV is the brain of your Apple home. It connects your security cameras, your smart lights, and your door locks. A faster chip means your camera feeds will load instantly on your TV. If someone rings your doorbell, the video will pop up on your screen without any delay. We also have to think about Wi-Fi. The newest internet standard is called Wi-Fi 7. It is incredibly fast and has very little delay. For cloud gaming, where you stream games from the internet instead of downloading them, you need a perfect connection. A 128 Apple TV with Wi-Fi 7 would be the ultimate cloud gaming machine. You could play Xbox games over the internet directly on your Apple TV, and it would feel completely smooth. So, we have talked for almost 15 minutes about a product that is not even out yet. What is the final verdict? What should you do today? If you just want to watch movies and YouTube, do not wait. Go buy the current Apple TV 4K right now. It is incredibly fast. The A15 chip is amazing. It will last you for many years. It is miles better than the built-in software on your smart TV. But if you are a gamer, you should wait. If you want your living room to feel like the future, hold on to your money. When Apple finally unlocks that 128Hz refresh rate and drops a massive new chip inside that box, it is going to change everything. It will be the ultimate entertainment hub. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I know this was a long video, but I wanted to give you all the details without any of the boring filler. If you made it this far, you are amazing. Please hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this is a good video. Subscribe to the channel so we can keep talking about cool tech together. And let me know in the comments below, are you going to buy the current model, or are you waiting for the 128th version? I will see you guys in the next video.